I've never done criminal psychology reacts on stream. Let's run it.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
4748 France Court.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
Okay, send a line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
Fire risk. Just tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in his case and we were playing, like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep, and I woke up, and he was dead in the suitcase, so I don't know what happened.
Okay, is he hanging from somewhere or what, ma'am?
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase.
He was in a suitcase?
Yes, and I fell asleep.
Right, is he breathing?
No.
I need you to get him on the floor flat
Sounds like some fun hide and seek.
in his back for me, okay?
I did. I tried giving him CPR.
None of this is TOS. Shark Shogun, thank you for that.
Lay him flat on his, okay, ma'am, listen to me. I want you to lay him flat on his back for me on the floor.
I did.
Okay,
He's stiff and purple.
Okay, man, that's fine. We're still going to do compressions on him, okay? Place the heel of your hand on his breastbone, right in the center of the chest.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Just by looking at him, you can tell.
Okay, and...
Please! Okay, he just gurgled.
Okay, listen to me. Place the heel of your hand right between his chest, right between his breastbones.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Yes,
we want to pump his chest to me hard and fast, twice per second. 1.
Chat, remember, practice safe sex. And safe sex doesn't just involve using protection. It also involves using a safe word and having safety scissors at hand if you're engaging in any restrictive behavior. Make sure you have the proper safety tools readily available and know how to use them. Thank you for this PSA from Blaustoise.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Super now.
Oh, this is a really common, by the way, listen, okay, don't ask me, like, listen, it's not just that you have a safe word, okay? Typically you want some sort of safe signal, because I hear that some people engage in activities where someone might not be able to talk, so you want to have like a safe kind of like...
Oh, right there.
This is 42-year-old Sarah Boone, who you just heard on the 911 call a few seconds ago. Her boyfriend was 42-year-old George Torres Jr., who she locked inside a suitcase the night before, ultimately leading to him dying of suffocation. Sarah's explanation is that it was a totally unintentional and unforeseen accident, but what she's completely unaware of at this particular moment is the fact she recorded 2 videos on her phone last night, the first of which was taken at 11:12 p.m. and shows her laughing at George while he's zipped up in the suitcase. But George isn't laughing. He's asking to be let out and repeatedly stating that he can't breathe. The second video was recorded 11 minutes later, showing the same thing, except the suitcase was flipped over and in a different area of the apartment. Sarah is both unmistakably and heavily intoxicated in these videos, which may explain the fact she didn't delete them. It would be safe to assume that she has no idea the videos exist.
Do you guys ever watch these things? It's kind of like fucked up. Do you guys ever watch this and be like, yo, if I was to murder someone, like murder my partner and put them in a fucking suitcase and claim that we were just fucking around and then they died, like, bro, I would have fucking deleted the videos, burned my fucking phone, like, gotten, like, bro.
Exist. And yes,
I'm always like, yo,
we'll
if
see the
I
moment
did it,
she
here's what
becomes
I would've
aware
done.
of their existence. But we first have to acknowledge how this episode was even possible, and that would be the Law and Crime Network. They sent us the uncompressed documents that comprise this video, and almost every case we have covered, or will cover, is already available in its raw form on this channel, which includes the 2 main items of public record in the case of Sarah Boone, starting with the body cam footage, which is right where we left off.
Hello there.
That's an intrusive thought.
I had a cigarette lit. Get it for you, okay? Wait 1 second, okay? I really need something to drink. Okay, I got my Dr. Pepper on the counter. Okay, we'll take care of you. Give me 1 second. What's going on? I just got here, so fill me in. No problem. Like, he and I were putting a puzzle together. We've been doing some artwork together. You were putting a puzzle together? Yes, we have a puzzle that we started in there. Okay. Like, having a good time with one another. But we're drinking. We had a bottle of wine last night. Okay. So then it's like, we decided to play hide and seek, right? Okay. So he gets in the suitcase. okay?
Who is this guy?
That's my ex-husband, my former husband.
How did he lives here with you guys?
No, I called him over here.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Here, let's talk in private, okay?
I called you guys. All we had was a bottle of wine. Literally, just a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Doing puzzle artwork. Then we decided to play hide and seek. That's all that happened.
Okay. Here.
Bro, ain't no way this one's a hey, man. We were doing some fucking puzzles and artwork, and we played hide and go seek. And he got stuck in a suitcase.
Let me fill this deputy in, okay?
Please, may I have my Dr. Pepper? I am so cotton mouth right now. It's on the counter.
I can't remove anything from out of the house.
I'm so thirsty. Like, I'm
Here, I want you to sit down because I don't want you passing out. This is probably a lot for you to deal
I
with,
need
right? Sit.
May I have some water? Just water.
I can get you some water, okay?
The officer then talks to Sarah's ex.
Is it just me also, but like, and like, I'm no fucking Sherlock Holmes criminal psychologist here, but like, dude, if someone who I genuinely loved, like my partner, if I woke up to them dead, I would be a mess. I would be so fucked up. Like,
Ex-husband.
About 11:30 is when I started calling to find out because this is supposed to be her day.
He referred to the fact that Sarah was meant to have custody of their son today.
She's generally not very good about always doing it. She tends to drink.
They called back and said she was still
yeah, I would have been Cedric Digger and his dad, exactly.
She's going to be getting him or not today.
From school.
Yes.
Okay.
Got over here, told her she needed to call 911, get somebody over here.
Someone said this was competitive hide and seek. It was a skill issue.
She said she needed to go outside, have a drink and a cigarette. But I called her
Give me 1
initially.
second, okay?
He's currently on parole because of it, so...
Because of domestic violence with her?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
He explains that George has been arrested for domestic violence multiple times against Sarah, and that Sarah's literally bailed him out every time.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, she's getting water from this tap. Probably gonna pass out on us. Okay, well, listen.
The police officer asks the ex-husband to stick around for a little while longer. She then gets a notepad and returns to Sarah to collect more information.
You're a really good attorney. You argue this is second-degree murder, by the way. I mean, not to like get into like the like sad, depressing things of these cases, but like, I mean, maybe this is why I should do more of the React content to criminal psychology stuff. But if you're a attorney, the argument that you basically make is like long-term instances of, if you're a good attorney, you argue it's manslaughter. Oh, I mean, she recorded a video of her laughing, right? I mean, the argument, listen, okay, I get that you think a really good attorney would argue manslaughter. Like, apparently there's videos of her, like, from what I've heard so far, probably not going to get manslaughter. One of the things you'd argue is that, like, 'cause it sounds like she intended to kill him, right? But there's this weird argument you can make in world of murder and, like, first and second degree where, like, you can kind of, like, intentionally plot to kill someone, but it's not first degree because of the amount of time spent plotting and the like circumstances that put you in an emotional state where you then kill them. Where it's basically, here's an example of a case that like my mom actually did. None of the criminals in JCS ever hire attorney and keep their mouth shut. Here's an example of a case my mom had without like, you know, I'll obviously, they're not going to give any details or names or anything. I'm just going to give the general thing. My mom's client has a daughter, you know, who's, you know, just like, not like a young daughter, but like, you know, older. She's an adult. The daughter's an adult, mom's client. The daughter has a boyfriend. The boyfriend's abusive. You know, beats her up. One day, goes home, and she's like beat up, and my mom's client, the dad, sees his daughter beat up. That's like, and imagine you're a father, you know, your daughter comes home, she's beat up, fucking loses it, grabs a gun, drives over to the boyfriend's house, shoots him. Was that first degree murder or second degree murder? And that's like one of the arguments that was involved in the case, right? Because the question was, you know, was it fully premeditated? And a lot of people, you know, a lot of it comes down to how long was the car ride? Would it have been different if there was if they had to book a flight, drive a car, fill up their, like any number of little details comes down to the argument. Did that fill up for gas? How long was the car ride? Like, you know, there's all sorts of like, you know, there's all sorts of stuff that go into it, you know?
At some point, you put him in the suitcase?
No, he got in the suitcase.
Instinct of a father defending my daughter's life. Yeah, but her life's not in jeopardy anymore, right?
Okay, so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to joke with you. And I'll
that's where it really comes down to how the lawyers argue it.
I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right where it is.
In it, right down there?
Yes.
Like a really common thing, like, so for instance, a common thing would have been like, okay, if the boyfriend and the daughter came home and you saw her like in a horribly beat up state and you're like, what the fuck happened? And then she's like, oh, he beat me. And then you just grab a gun and kill him. That's, you guys see why that is different than she comes home alone. I grab the gun, go to my car, drive to his place, then kill him. Did you at any point study law? How do you know so much? Guys, I'm not as stupid as I pretend sometimes.
Him in there.
Yes.
Thought he would be funny, a little.
It was. We both were laughing about it.
Okay.
And then I fell asleep.
Where did you fall asleep at?
Upstairs.
I murder people.
I just totally
So
forgot.
you began to do CPR on him?
Yes. Yes.
About what time this morning did you start doing that CPR?
No, it was the afternoon. And air was coming out and he was gurgling, but I could just tell.
In Minecraft.
You had to do CPR. You were doing that on your own?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to sit back down because I don't want you.
Can I have one more sip of
Oh,
water?
that doesn't work anymore. You're right.
Can I have a cigarette, please?
Ma'am, I can't take anything out
Oh,
of the
fuck. In RP, in roleplay.
It's on the back porch.
Nope. All of it. It's secure, okay?
The officer then confirms the ex-husband will be taking custody of the child.
And your child is in school right now. He's not here with you.
No. He's
okay.
in school.
He's in school. How old is
Oh,
he?
in Deceived Inc., I committed mass murder. That was fucked up,
I
guys.
can't even start with how you would explain something like this. Okay.
The ex-husband leaves, and the officers wait for investigators to arrive.
Can I please just have a cigarette? They're on the back porch.
Not right now. We can't have you go and get anything. Why don't you sit in the shade?
The investigators then arrive.
Hey, Sarah. Did you get enough water?
Yes. Do I have to stand up, though?
No, if you want to stay seated, I don't want you getting lightheaded. So remember I said the detectives were going to come out and talk to you and go from there. They're here. They're going to ask you a few questions and then go from there, okay? All right.
All right, sir. My name's Chelsea. My partner, Scott.
GNX Raven said the first minute is considered an emotional response, which is not premeditated, but taking a car ride gives you time to reconsider and calm down your emotions, and there lies the issue. My mom's argument won, but my mom's also fucking goated criminal defense
Ask Sarah
attorney.
what happened.
Absolutely smurfed on these losers.
Decided to get in the suitcase, so I thought it would be funny and he was laughing about it too, to dip him up in there. I go upstairs and fell asleep. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
After you zipped them up, did you move the bag around and mess with them at all, or you just zipped it up and walked away
And I
laughing?
both were laughing about it, but I went upstairs and I fell asleep.
Okay.
I'm afraid for my life. I want you to know that. I am
Why
afraid
is that?
for my life. His family have never liked me.
Have you called any of them?
We talked to his daughters yesterday.
No, I mean, about this. Does
No.
anyone know? Okay.
Bitch, you were afraid for your life. You just killed someone.
They're going to kill me.
Okay,
Do
well,
they live local?
Yes, they're down the road. They're going to kill me.
The detectives reassure Sarah that she's not about to get murdered, and then go in to investigate the apartment.
Bro, what?
Stay seated, okay, Sarah? I know you're panicking, okay? Just relax. We'll come and talk to you. We'll keep checking on you.
This police officer was brilliant. Her temperament was perfect for the situation. The investigators simply asked Sarah to stay somewhere else for the night, and to come to the police station the following day with any questions she might have. Sarah stayed with her ex-husband, then showed up at the sheriff's office the next day at 3:51 p.m. with an entire handwritten page of questions, the first of which was about when she's getting back her phone.
I'm going to have you sit in the green chair that doesn't move. Appreciate you coming in. Yes, ma'am.
Sarah takes out her page of questions, which the investigator semi-acknowledges then brushes off.
So obviously...
That's the only thing that's crazy to me is that she wasn't... This story... I can't believe they let her go. I am shocked that they let her go and didn't detain her. That is crazy to me.
He received his autopsy, so I'm going to read you your rights again because we have to talk about that. Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to talk to me?
No.
And do you understand what I just read you?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
Sarah has no idea what just happened.
This morning we went to his autopsy, and we were informed of some injuries that he has by the doctor. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his lip. We could see his mouth was a little
I haven't laid
swollen.
a hand on him.
Okay.
Forensics have since proven that George sustained his injuries the night he died, and he didn't have them before entering the apartment.
Also, too, he fell off my son's bike.
Okay.
So I don't know. And he's notorious for running into the wall or the hall tree. So
Okay.
The investigator details further
Notorious
injuries,
for
including
running
a
into the
contusion
wall?
on his neck.
And they're all recent. They occurred recently. It wasn't something that occurred post or that occurred a week ago or 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They definitely occurred, the
See, bro, okay, listen, hot take, chat. And I know this is fucked up, but if I'm this lady and they let me not come in and not get booked, I'm fucking skipping town, dude. I'm skipping town. I'm fucking trying to leave the country. I'm trying to fucking dip out of the country, go to South America, start a new life. I'm dipping, bro.
the night leading up to when he was.
In all honesty, we have not gotten into it. I have no idea what it is. No idea what it is. We had a good time sitting on the back porch, having wine, and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint, do puzzles, and play.
Blau was a flight risk noted? Yeah.
That's why.
She had all night to set this up, which is the issue. For all we know, she could have designed this entire scene of events from scratch. There is a 12-hour gap between the timestamp on her videos to the...
Okay, narrator, what do you mean design? Dude, this lady didn't design shit. This lady is so... Dude, who the fuck... Okay, first of all, you're gonna murder your husband, boyfriend. Don't get drunk. Don't get drunk. Number two, what the fuck? I got the perfect alibi. Yeah, we were painting, doing puzzles, doing hide and seek, zipped him up in a suitcase, fell asleep. Sorry, classic Tuesday night, am I right? Like, what the fuck?
The moment police showed up on her doorstep, which is plenty of time to assemble what looks like a very pleasant scene of events that in no way precipitated a drunken act of revenge that ultimately led to murder.
Nobody got out of sorts. This is what's mind-blowing to me. Like, I have no clue. Nobody laid a hand on anybody.
He also had,
what is this question?
like on the left side of
Hold on. What is this in my chat? Al Salty said, "Can I have sex with you? Because you are so beautiful." No. What? Thank you. That's kind of sweet. Hey, you went for it. You tried to cook. I don't know. Like,
his forehead.
thank you. Wow. This is the difference, right? Like, women get harassed all the time with fucking creeps saying this shit, and they're like, they won't acknowledge it. Meanwhile, I see that and I'm like, oh my God, do you think I'm beautiful? Oh my God. Wow. Okay.
Stop.
That's not encouragement to do it. Please don't do it. I'm kidding.
I have no
idea. Don't do that. That's weird.
As if something hit him.
I
considered
have not
force
touched him.
trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him. I have no idea. We had a good day. It was a good day. We've had good days lately. It's been good. Like, I don't even know where this is coming from.
The interrogator...
Chat, this is a lesson in life. If you're ever talking about your relationship and you're like, it was a good day. We have good days. We have good day. Get out of that relationship. Trust me, that's not it.
Now brings up Sarah's last call to police, reporting domestic violence.
I could literally, dude, I don't have to be fucking Sherlock Holmes to read her signals. Holy shit.
He said a month ago he
She is the worst liar I've ever seen.
That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either.
She just referred to the fact that George didn't face charges for the alleged assault.
Like, we've been good. I don't know if, it's since the last time he got out of jail.
Like, we've been good since the last time he got out of jail. And yeah, he assaulted me, but we've been good. Like,
we've been good, and he's been having his classes.
What do you mean by good? What's your definition of good?
The probation officer?
No, you said you guys have been good. What's your definition?
I've been good. I don't think you all understand. He comes at me all the time. He comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. And I don't know if you talked to Brian about any of that, but most of the time when I flee, I go over there. So
Sarah is detailing possible motives for retaliation. Routine procedure would be to keep her train of thought locked on this element, provide encouragement and understanding while inquiring further into the suspect's grievances with the victim. The only problem is that the lead interrogator really doesn't like Sarah and abandons the task of pretending to, which makes this a significantly flawed, yet remarkably entertaining process to bear witness.
Right, but you're saying that you guys have been good, and when I asked you yesterday, there hasn't, the last incident that you could remember was...
So she doesn't do good work, she just gets it spicy? The Kyle Pred tactic? Let's go.
The curtain red incident, which she said was a month ago, so...
Give or take.
Right.
The investigator challenges an earlier assertion which remodels the discourse, and the suspect then starts defending her relationship with the victim.
I really love him, like I do, and I feel like I can help him. He came a really long...
My sister in Christ, you killed him. You can't help him anymore. Like, what do you mean you feel like you can he's dead, girl? Like, what?
Long way, and he was trying. He was really trying.
She somehow transitions into the principle of how she doesn't normally drink, and it's kind of only because of George that she drinks it all.
The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more prior that I need to get done. He can't process like that. He didn't process like that. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink. Nobody knew George better than I did. I say that I knew George better than himself. And I tried in every way, shape, and form. Ask everyone. I helped him. I took care of him.
Sarah talks about George's anger management classes and the supposed progress he was making.
And would always come home and show me his papers. And we would look over his papers together. Where it's like, wow, you actually are learning this in class? And some of the stuff that they would show them, like videos, he would come home and be like, Sarah, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you. He changed.
And that's why you're still with him, even though he's done all these things to you. And
when I tell you I love him, I love him.
When you love somebody, you have limits.
Everybody tells me that.
At some point, somebody gets enough.
In the next moment, the detective will say, then they have to do something to defend themselves. Sarah's temperament will completely switch at the completion of this sentence.
Then they have to do something to defend themselves.
I would just flee, and I don't know if you would like to see on my phone, or I think it's actually on a laptop.
She explains how she once filed a restraining order against George, then for some reason brings up his ex-wife.
When I say a monster, she's a monster. Like it does,
The interrogator lets her vent about the ex-wife for 2 minutes. She will now bring the focus back to the investigation.
What?
Since talking yesterday, do you remember any like timelines better? Like what time you guys were playing? What time he was zipped up in the luggage? What time you went upstairs?
We started because we cleaned the house a little bit, did some laundry.
She recalls the game starting at around 4 p.m. and her going to sleep at around midnight.
So I have 4 and I have midnight, so there's a big gap. So I'm just curious, like, if you recall when you went upstairs to hide in the shower, or...
Like when we started to play hide and seek?
Yeah.
Well, we went inside probably about, if I had to guess, we weren't out there too long. Worked on the puzzle again, finished it, started to paint, started listening to music for a little bit, started to paint. Can we turn the music off? No problem. Start at the top, paint, whatever. I don't want to paint anymore. Let's just, come on. Okay, you want to play hide and seek?
What adults play hide and seek? Okay, that actually does sound kind of fun, chat. I'm not going to lie, playing hide and seek does sound kind of cool.
What he does is, okay, tag, you're it. So it's like, okay.
Rondo Dingle Pringle says, hi, I'm new. Just wanted to know what you do on here, so maybe I will come back. I watch videos, and then I pick out one comment in chat to rant about for 30 minutes, and then I go back to the video. That's my stream. Welcome.
We know. Okay, take off.
That's not how you play hide and seek.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did.
Have you guys ever played
IRL hide and
you
seek
played hide
does
and seek,
sound
like,
great.
probably
Yeah, I
3
learned from
times in your
Hassan.
relationship? When you have played, have you ever zipped him up in a suitcase prior?
No.
Okay.
The suitcase originally is in our closet, buried all the way to the back. If you, I know the CSI people saw our closet. Our closet needs to be cleaned out really bad. My son's clothes need to be cleaned out really bad because they don't fit him anymore, and I'm tired of looking at them. So he took it upon himself.
Oh, we talking about spring cleaning of your closet or your dead boyfriend? Like what?
Including that suitcase, to take it downstairs so we can get all of our clothes, our donations and everything, and just leave the whole thing by the clothing and shoe thing at my son's school.
Gotcha. No, I'm just asking, in the past, like, have you ever zipped him up in anything, jokingly or not, but obviously
No.
I understand, you know, you're claiming that Sunday it was a joking matter, you were laughing, he was laughing, but what I'm just asking is in the past, like, is it something that you guys normally do?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Okay, so do you remember making any videos?
Okay, if I was gonna lie here, I'd be like, yo, yeah, listen, the suitcase shit, bro, I'd have been like, okay, dude, I'm telling you, go with the kink play. Be like, listen, we have like this like weird like kink fetish. We put each other in suitcases all the time. We've been doing it for years. We've never had a problem. This is the first time we had a problem. I forgot. I would have gone full suitcase fetish route. That would have been my
videos, or maybe having any photos, videos that you remember doing on your phone on Sunday?
No.
No?
I think I took a picture of a dog.
Okay. So I have something that I want to show you that we found, and it was from your phone.
With regard to the colossal realm of interrogation footage, the level of notoriety these next moments acquired is virtually unprecedented. I feel like this picture belongs on a wall somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
If you need to move it around, go ahead.
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shut it down.
Oh, okay.
Hey, your battery's about. Hey, the Wi-Fi signal in here, it's a little weak. Battery's about to die.
Let me.
Also, can you click the cog in the bottom right? I think you're in like 180 or whatever. Can you raise the resolution of this?
Sarah may have been hoping that that was the end of it. Really can't say that I blame her for that.
Is it long? Because I don't know how much I can take.
No.
I don't know how much I can take.
I don't know how to find your...
Do I have to watch this? I continuously throw up. I don't sleep. I don't want to see it, if that's okay.
You can either explain it, or we take it for what it is.
Yeah. We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
It's that long?
2 minutes.
No.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. Fuck you. Stupid. Sarah. That's my name. Don't wear it up. Sarah.
I don't want to watch it, please. Okay.
That's him saying that he can't breathe, and you saying fuck
So
you.
this is upside down.
The interrogators should not be cutting each other off, but their missteps can be forgiven on this occasion due to the power of the evidence, which the lead detective will now focus on.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image is up.
You should really just say, guys, this is killing me right now. Well, speaking of killing... Bro, I'd be such a good investigator. Actually, I'd be a horrible... Could you guys imagine me being an investigator? And she's like, hey, this is killing me right now. I'm like, killing you? I mean, come on. I'd be a terrible investigator, guys.
Upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later. It's flipped over the other way.
Also, Merritt, thanks for the 13 months. Lakamikaze, thanks for the tier 1. And Dr. Driz, thanks for the 17 months. And if you see Kai, thanks for the 200 bits.
Closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now, he's obviously still in there. So he didn't, how did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep.
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
But not intentional.
No, you told me you went upstairs because you were getting ready for bed.
Just to be clear, Sarah still has no idea how screwed she is. She just referred to an earlier statement that she didn't lock up the suitcase all the way, so George could get out.
Stopped here.
Okay, but
Where's here?
show me where you can see any fingers coming out.
And his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So going like this, it's like this.
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
And it doesn't show a hole.
There's no hole. There's no fingers. I don't see his fingers. There's no hole.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. I don't know, what you want me to tell you.
I'm just telling you what we see and what we've heard from the other video.
I understand.
He's begging for you to let him out. You sound...
Yeah, I still don't think she knows how to play hide and seek.
You're laughing in the beginning.
VeggieTales, thanks for the prime. And thanks for getting us on the... It feels so weird when I'm like listening to this woman talk about her fucking murder. I'm like, VeggieTales, thanks for the prime. Thanks for getting us on the hype train, guys. Poggers. Love the community support. God bless. Love being able to play video games and watch horrific crime videos with you guys late at night. Thank you.
And then in the end, it sounds kind of like a...
No, it's not malicious.
Well, saying fuck you.
It's not malicious.
Then what is that?
My intention was not to leave him in there. Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
This video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to recording this?
No.
I think we've all gathered by now that Sarah might be twisting the truth in her favor a little bit. She seems to have forgotten that 2 minutes ago she claimed to have no recollection of this incident, so her impeccable memory all of a sudden seems rather selective.
But I didn't think that he was, panicky.
So pushing up on a
suitcase saying,
Sarah, I can't breathe. And you're the only one laughing.
Okay.
And you're the only one saying derogatory comments. Like you're mad.
No. Please don't.
What the fuck?
All I can think about, the visuals are terrible in my head.
The only Colossus. Thanks for the 5 gifted subs. Total of 45 gifted in the channel. Thank you so much for those 5 gifties coming in.
I don't mean to sound
late
negative,
night Friday
and
action.
I don't know
Thank
if
you.
I can
Thank
say
you.
this, but it's like you guys are kind of trying to feed me.
The interesting thing about Sarah is that her intuition is correct. She sort of recognizes what the police are doing here, but still has no idea of the ramifications. Her energy resembles that of someone who feels the police are about to start rumors about her.
No, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to... He'll be up here any minute.
But you willingly went upstairs and went to sleep. No one forced you to go upstairs.
If you see
My
Kai,
plan
thanks
was
for the 100
also to
bits.
leave him in the suitcase.
So why didn't you take him out?
Because I went upstairs, and then I fell asleep.
But why didn't you consciously think, he's asking to come out, he can't
I didn't do it
breathe.
intentionally.
What do you think is going to happen if you leave somebody in?
Complex Muffin, thanks for the 100 bits. I feel so weird shouting out bits and subs while this horrific interview is going on. This is a little disturbing to me, but you know what? We run it. Thanks for the money, guys.
It would be okay. My plan was not to leave him in the suitcase.
What was your plan?
Waiting for him to come upstairs. I thought it was I thought he was okay. I didn't. He's
telling you he's not. He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name, and you're like, that's my name, don't wear it out.
Guys, that's how we are with each other. The whole suitcase thing never happened before.
Sarah tries to move on to another topic, but the interrogator doesn't allow it and brings her back to the specifics of the evidence.
Again, his head is closer to us facing the video, so we should be able to see fingers, and we don't see anything. We see no movement of him trying to unzip it or physically unzipping it. All we see is pushing up trying to push out of
Hashtag
it.
Corey Dean, thanks for the 7 months. I mean, I'll speak a little bit about this at the end of the video, but I think people also need to realize, do you guys want a really hot take? I feel like a lot of us in chat will like watch a video like this and think that this person's just fucking crazy nut job. That could never be me. The one thing I challenge you, chat, is to just, you know, be cautious about the human condition. She was in an abusive relationship. You know, I'm not like trying to defend her for that she, you know, killed her. She's in an abusive relationship, clearly had substance abuse involving alcohol. The one thing I sort of encourage people is, if you're the kind of person who watches these things and you immediately think that person, that other is crazy, psychotic, could never be me, careful. The human condition is crazy and a lot of things can happen to people and a lot of shit can occur. That's not me defending her, but like, it's more like just be aware of, you know.
Please do not assume.
I mean, you put him in, so why didn't you take him out?
Because I was upstairs and I fell asleep.
No, before you went upstairs. You, like, consciously had to walk upstairs. I mean, you obviously remember going to bed because you were able to give me a time frame on that. Mm-hmm. And you specifically told me that you went upstairs.
Shy Biscuit, thanks for the gifted sub to Lord Ray.
My intention is not for this to happen. I am sick about it. I've never done anything like this before in the past. I am sick.
The lead interrogator starts playing the video as Sarah is mid-sentence reiterating her innocence.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you all want me to tell you because this was not in any way, shape, or form.
You admit to moving the suitcase, like, over. So
You roll it.
You roll it out. Like, it's not like...
I didn't want it to be like that.
You didn't want him to be upside down? How do you even get upside down?
Right. You guys are killing me right now. I don't know how.
Okay, I will say again, lady, you can't say you guys are killing me right now. That's just not.
I don't know how you want me to say it. I didn't mean to leave him in there.
Okay.
What's your reasoning for not calling 911 sooner?
Because I didn't know what to do and how horrific it was. I called Ryan, and like what, 5 minutes later I called you guys? Not even 5 minutes. And it was continually doing CPR with the dispatch on the phone.
So when he asked to be let out, like, what's your reasoning for not letting him out?
When I was upstairs?
No, when he's asking on the video. He asked multiple times. He asked to be let out. I can't breathe. What? Like, why didn't you let him out?
Well, number one, I had no idea it was going to end like that.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, just, you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes or so in there. I'll give you 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes for what?
This was an absolutely imperative moment to allow the suspect to elaborate, but the lead interrogator cuts her off.
Well, based off the video, one video is at 11:12 and the next one's at 11:23, so you actually gave him at least 11 minutes per video recording. So my thing is, when it stopped, he asked multiple times, I mean, why? Why did you not let him out? It's just a simple question.
To be honest with you, I mean...
Were you punishing him?
No. Just...
Well, that's what you're saying in the video.
This is what you get. This is what you make me feel like.
See, and then it's all backfired on me. I will never drink alcohol again.
Okay.
I don't care what it is in any way, shape, or form.
But let's get back to this. When he's begging for his life, telling you he can't...
Bro, she would not have lasted in Trains Among Us lobbies. That's all I'm saying.
Breathe, let me out, and you say, fuck you, why don't you just let him out? What are you trying to prove to him? There was obviously something in your head that you were thinking of when he was asking to be let out, and you're like, no.
Again, it's the boy calling wolf. And it's not fair. It is not fair. You guys are trying to, again, he's in there. Night, night.
He's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't. I didn't intentionally mean for this to happen.
But my question is, why didn't you just let him out prior to going up?
I don't know why.
He's begging to be let out. He's not laughing. He's not having fun.
So are you guys, so what is it you're trying to, like...
We're just trying to figure out why.
Why? What?
Why?
What was the motivation for leaving him in the bag?
Why he was left in the bag? Why the video?
I didn't have any motivation. It was me, he and I having a great day, fooling around and being stupid.
You know, that's a good analogy for the day, excluding the fact that he's got a bump on the back of his head, a bump on the front of his head, and his lip is busted, and he has a bump on his eye. I mean,
I don't know what you all want me to tell you. Like, this is not fair that you all are assuming that that's from me.
where else did it come
If
from?
you were, say it's opposite, you were in the suitcase, and you're asking
Oh, Wiz,
to
thanks
be
for
let
the 5
out,
months.
should they not let you out?
Eventually. I'm guessing. I mean,
We're skipping ahead. This is too much.
We told you everything that we have. You know everything that we know.
So after this, what? I'm done? In itself, for me to have to live with getting him out and doing what I did is punishment enough. Nonetheless, I have to live it out now.
His daughters too.
Are you trying to make it worse?
Sorry, what?
Are you trying to make it worse?
This is CSI. That was there yesterday.
Forensics take her DNA and fingerprints. The investigators then return.
Okay, Sarah. So, you're not free though. Okay.
This comment seriously put Sarah on edge, but she still won't quite be fully aware of what's happening. This is coupled with the fact the investigators now try to get a solemn declaration out of her to close out the interrogation. The psychological dynamics of the moment are extraordinary.
Do you promise everything you told us is the truth? Or no? Everything we talked about
Let's slow
today?
this down.
Yes. What do you mean?
The investigator explains that it's just protocol.
Do you promise and swear that everything we talked about today has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
To the best of my knowledge.
Correct. Yes.
Why?
That's how you
talk
swear.
to somebody.
The male detective re-explains that it's just routine, only in a far more comforting tone. But the tone doesn't do a whole lot to reassure Sarah. She looks about ready to get swallowed up by a wormhole and take her chances in a separate dimension.
It's not your question.
To the best of my knowledge?
Bro, who is narrating this? I'm watching fucking JSC or whatever. I'm not watching fucking Interstellar. But her demeanor is the same. She looks like she's about ready to get swallowed up by a wormhole. What the fuck does that... Wait, what the fuck does that mean?
To the best of my knowledge.
Correct. Yes.
Why?
That's how you swear.
The male detective re-explains that it's just routine, only in a far more comforting tone. But the tone doesn't do a whole lot to reassure Sarah. She looks about ready to get swallowed up by a wormhole and take her chances in a separate dimension.
It's not your question.
Doesn't do a whole lot to reassure Sarah. She looks about ready to get swallowed up by a wormhole and take her chances in a separate dimension.
It's not your question.
We're taking a lot of creative liberty with her expression there, buddy.
To the best of my knowledge?
To the best of your knowledge.
Everything that you told us today is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
Also, fire Lucy, fire thanks for the 24 months.
Okay.
All right, do me a favor, stand up. I need you to turn around, face the wall. Put your hands behind your back. Do you have anything in your pockets that I should know about?
No. Why is this happening?
Because George is dead.
Not intentionally.
So this was a trick. You read your rights.
Why is
You're
this
trying-
happening?
Because
Before y'all said I could leave. So what am I supposed to do now?
I
I had a
don't
sneaking
work in
suspicion
there.
this was going to happen. And I need water, like, really bad, please.
How is she?
You all took me down here.
An officer comes to take Sarah to the jail, but Sarah has questions first.
Those holding cells? The holding cells? Am I going to be put in one of those?
I don't know.
Last time I had a panic attack.
Let them know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go ahead, Shanna.
I have not.
So what am I going to do with my purse? What made you all decide to do this?
Made us decide to do this.
Uh-huh.
George is dead.
You guys, I knew this was going to happen.
You did?
Sarah was taken to the Orange County Jail at 5:44 p.m. She was charged with second-degree murder and held without bond, which keep in mind was in late February of 2020, just before the entire planet went into lockdown due to a pandemic. So Sarah must have had a real fun time getting acclimated to the new environment. She's been in the county.
Oh, she was charged with second degree. That's the thing, is because they didn't get a confession. First degree is hard to fucking prove.
Jail since, with a trial date set for April 10th of this year. She's currently working with her 7th attorney. 6 have already filed motions to get the fuck out of there, and all of them cited the same reason, which was irreconcilable differences.
Woo! We need to do more crime videos. That was sick, chat. Well, it's sick. It's like it's interesting content. A part of me feels bad, but like again, I guess one weird takeaway I do want to give you guys, like whenever you guys watch this, just remember that like this shit can happen to anyone.